understand. Does a tree outside in your patio in a backyard get stressed this week? Think. So if we do not start thinking and reflecting, mind, why you take me to the stress, unnecessary anxiety, even with a person I call him or her honey? Mind, why don't you understand? We take it for granted that we have been doing it for days and weeks and months and years. Is it not true? We don't frequently change honey or people or relations. We don't have a luxury to change it. We don't have an option. You see that? That is when you start thinking like this, then you have started living wisely. So when we do not start thinking and we continue with the blame, complain, reaction game, we are not living wisely. My master used to say, how long you live? Take it 100 years as compared to billions of years of the time has passed for the existence of this earth planet. Do you have a time to be in stress, blame and complain in this such a little time of 100 years? Everyone is silent. Oh, I have a lot of time. Do you see, the more Eastern wisdom not only changes the way we think, it also changes the entire perception towards the life. Can you say to your honey, I don't want to waste my time to be into stress. When you calm down, then I will talk to you. But what will happen to my ego? My ego says, how can I say this? We were doing a wonderful topic. You have to listen to it again, Charlie. So, living wisely. A simple word, living wisely. So, you start thinking, do you have a time to blame, complain, reaction, getting anxious because of others, because of situation outside, because of things outside? So, what do you mean? Are you saying, yes, I have a lot of time? Oh, you have a lot of time? Okay, okay. I said, you are saying yes, yes. My goodness, we don't have time. Do you see, the moment you start thinking, your anxiety fades away. The very reaction and the blame disappears. And the life takes an about turn. Because we forget. Forgetfulness means that we follow the habitual animal ways, and then what happens? Then you go to the teacher and ask, how long it will take me to succeed? You will not succeed forever because you follow the old routine. You have more time. You have more time to blame, complain, reaction, to get anxious. 100 years as compared to trillions of years of this earth planet. We are even, like it appears even less lifespan as compared to the mosquito, and in that such a short span we have time for stress and suffering. Look at the way our masters think. You see, all our stress and the suffering first begins at the thought level, in the mind. If the mind is relaxed, calm, rested, aware, and alert, that very mind manifests in speech and action, which is right and good. Job is done. Or do you think that the moment you see a person, that person is responsible for you to react? Outer situation is responsible for you to react, to be angry, to be anxious? Or it is my mind? Or it is my mental state? Are others responsible or I am responsible? It is my mind which is responsible. So we simply say it is impurity of the mind. So you purify the mind and job is done. So many people ask me, I've been practicing for so long with you. Really? Are you really practicing? So you realize that you don't have a time for anxiety. Life is so short. Lifespan is just 80, maximum 80, 90 years. Life expectancy in our country. Can I declare to my near and the dear ones with whom we have lot of score to settle? The moment they become anxious, react, and there's no, I don't have a time to react. So when you calm down, then you talk to me. I'm ready to communicate with you in the state of calmness and relaxation. Keep a smile on the face. I know you all are doing it, so I have no problem. John says, yes, I'm doing it. you no, do you see the wisdom in it? The moment your mind says this, your anxiety and reaction is gone. But we should have a daring attitude not to be angry, but to say this. Why we don't have, we forget it. What is the forgetfulness? That is ignorance. That is what we say. So if we go a little deeper, we say the mental state. That mental state is first. Then you have the thoughts in the mind, how these thoughts taking over your life to express it in speech and action. So first is the mental state. We get carried away. Our mental state changes. Do you see that? You wake up in the morning and you had some problem with your near and the dear ones. The morning you get up, it was a very good morning, but it became a bad morning the moment you have a thought about the person with whom you reacted yesterday. So first is the mental state. It was good. I left or I forgot to continue that state of a good morning because I got carried away by the thought of blame and complaint which happened yesterday, and then instantly that the good morning becomes the bad morning. Now you stand up. So even while walking to the restroom, your walking style changes. Oh, have you noticed us? Yes, I have noticed you, all of you. So again, I'm repeating, mental state is the deepest. Then you have the thoughts, which thought you nourish and nurture at that moment. And that thought is going to be expressed in speech, followed by the physical action. Do you ever say, when you say that, I have a lot of knee pain and you start jumping? Thought is that you have a knee pain, so you cannot jump. They both are contradictory. See that? Same way, you have an element of reaction inside your mind. And can you smile? Answer is no. Can you follow your speech in calmness? And no. So the way you notice yourself, the others also have noticed you, and especially the near and dear ones. And then the journey starts, which you cannot imagine. This. So if we go a little deeper, just remember, what is my mental state today while talking to near dear ones, strangers? Okay, is the mental state calm and relaxed? I'm living wisely, I have to live wisely because there is no chance. I don't want to give life a chance to be in the stress and reaction. I said, see the simple principle. So my expression also is also coming out of the calmness and peace. So my physical gestures also follows the same. So day by day, you start living wisely, day by day. And the time comes, the mind has changed. Now, I'm not talking of rocket science. It's very simple. We all are mature. When John says yes, then only I agree that yes, we are mature. Otherwise, so you see that mental state again. I'm repeat. So you just remember, before I speak, is my mental state is okay, calm, relaxed. I have a choice to be mentally calm and relaxed. If I don't invite the thoughts that causes the reaction, see that. So I'm living wisely. So I'm going to express those thoughts out of the calmness and the peace, and obviously my physical action will follow the suit, and day by day, day by day. It doesn't happen like this. My life is too complex. Yesterday a woman told me, I said, okay. I said, women's life is always complex. No man has ever understood. She said, I'm crying and you are joking. I said, no, I'm very serious. Unless you tell me what is the problem, how can I understand what is the problem? Because she was not telling me. She was only saying that, I have a lot of complex problems. So now our master speaks out that where lies the problem? Where lies the problem? So when we say the impurity of the mind, when we say the ignorance of the mind, when we say delusion in the mind, what it means, how to understand that. Take an example of a sugar. We all like sugar, the sweet, since our childhood. We are happy. We liked it. We eat it. We eat candies and we eat dessert, etc. But when we have a diabetes, the sugar is a poison. Sugar is the same. For the mind in the childhood, that sugar, and after having a diabetes, that sugar does not change its quality. My perception towards the sugar has changed. Did you understand? My perception of the sugar has changed. Now the sugar is poison, before it was. So now replace the sugar with your honey with the situation. You will come to know why there's a problem. I tell the couple, did you choose your partner, that your partner is going to be a poison in future? On that basis, you have chosen a partner? No, never. Oh, so now he has become or she has become a poison now. What about your mind? Are you getting it? We have to take care of the mind. We have to take care of the mind. Sugar is the same. I have to change my perception. The moment you change the perception, everything changes in the world. Because we live in a wrong notion, we live in a delusion. Oh, when we were dating, you loved me so much, but now your love is exhausted now. Your love is exhausted. No fuel left. As if love is a fuel. More than that, my perception towards a person has changed. But my ego prevents me to recognize it. So the conflict continues. So I stop living wisely. So think of this thing, why we are not able to. So then Master further strengthens our intellect with the knowledge that are you so weak that you get carried away by the outer situation, people's responses, condition in the time? Is it so that every day sun rises from the east, it enters into your house, how you feel that one day it is a good morning and the second day is it a bad morning? There is nothing like good morning and bad morning. Morning is always same. Honey is always the same. Why it is bad or good? Did you conclude in your mind? The bad and good because of my mental perception. Why we get so easily carried away by the outer situation, events, condition, people, and relations? Because the mind is weak. The weak mind is impure mind. The impure mind constantly keeps the same impression stored for years and years, and then it works with those impressions. That is the mental state. These impression triggers the mind looking at the outer situation. We get upset, frustrated, anxious, and we constantly suffer. Then we have more time to live in stress and suffering. even then we realize our lifespan is hardly 80 or 90 years old. Have you seen sometimes people say that, you don't know how much I'm suffering. I have been suffering for the last 20 years. You will continue to suffer for another 20 years. See. How many times? Now, that is why now I'm asking the same question again. Based on this understanding, ask yourself how many times you were upset, hesitated, reacted, stressed last week since our last session. I had a session with the Ukrainian group. So this guy said only 3 times, sir, in last week. So I said, very good. Only 3 times, yes. Rest of the time, so I was happy. I said, wonderful. So you see that first is the mental state, second is the thinking, then we express in speech, and the fourth point is we express it in our action. So the root is my mental state. So if we keep that mental state, we are aware of it, we are aware that it is calm and relaxed, then we have the thoughts which will also support the calmness and relaxation. And our expression, and then our action. Finished. The journey continues and the journey begins. Now ask the question, do I have a choice? Yes, I have a choice. Why? Because we are a human being. We have an intellect. We can make a choice. Either I get upset over you, or I leave that being upset over you. I have a level of endurance. I maintain that calm and peace. I follow the calm and peace in my thought and speech and action. Finished. Don't we have a choice? Say yes or no. We have a choice. So which choice is better now? Which choice is better and which choice we exercise? That will prove whether you are living wisely or not. Well, do you think that we are living unwisely? No, I don't think. Why should I think about you? You have to think about yourself. I don't have enough time. Why should I think about you? You should think about yourself. I have this couple who is attending the group program, and almost 4 years ago, before the COVID, they invited me. Someone referred me, common friend, and then I went to their house. So in the very first session, they were totally upset against each other. They were constantly reacting. You don't know how the existence helps you in this journey. So in the first session, the husband is a wonderful entrepreneur. He has a lot of, and at the same time, the wife is also self-dependent. So first two sessions, there was a tremendous resistance. But in the third session, something clicked to the husband and the wife. It has been, I would say, in 2018. So they sponsored the group program on Mondays and Thursdays. The couple attends And in these years, they have evolved. They have set an example to their kids. They are grown up. So now they point to each other how to evolve. And they say, the wife says, you see that you never saw the reaction in me, but my mind reacted very softly, so I'm going to change it. The husband never noticed it. Do you see? That is the level of evolution. It's a real life. And they have been supporting my Mondays and Thursdays program. Think of this. This is what the teacher in the Eastern wisdom helps us to remove that misunderstanding, the way we think, the way we express, the way we see the world outside. Our mind thinks and concludes the outer situation, people, and the relations causes me the trouble. So Eastern wisdom changes. No. If my mind is not open to those reactions, my mind is not going to be influenced and dictated, so I can live wisely. Why should I be influenced? I don't have enough time. I'm not going to waste my time on anxiety, reaction, duality, and a conflict, and the life changes. The moment you think in the mind and then you maintain that, those who do it, they are daring. No, I'm very much daring, I'm ready to fight and react. This is what the Eastern wisdom says. No, you are not daring, you are very weak. It is the weakness of the mind, and the weak mind is the impure mind.